I only booked a massage to unwind after a stressful week, but the moment Drew touched me, everything changed. I moaned his name without meaning to, and what happened next? I never saw it coming. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. And one request, please always keep a smile on your face. I never expected something so simple, so routine, to turn into something I'd still be thinking about days later. It was just a massage. That's what I told myself over and over again when I walked into the quiet little studio tucked between the coffee shop and a yoga place in downtown Austin. I'd had a stressful week. My job at the real estate firm was killing me with back-to-back open houses, and my shoulders felt like rocks. I wasn't looking for anything but some relief. At least that's what I kept telling myself. The moment I stepped inside, I noticed how calm the space felt. The scent of lavender hung in the air. Warm lights glowed softly against the walls, and gentle acoustic music played in the background. A man stepped out from behind a sheer curtain, and that's when everything changed. "Hi, I'm Drew," he said, offering a warm, easy smile that instantly disarmed me. "You must be Jessica?" I nodded, momentarily frozen by the deep timbre of his voice. His dark hair was slightly tousled, like he'd run his fingers through it between appointments. His arms, his arms, were toned and strong beneath the short sleeves of his charcoal gray shirt. His eyes were a striking shade of blue, intense but kind. He gestured toward the room behind the curtain. "Come on back. You can change in there. Lie face down on the table under the sheet, and I'll be back in a few minutes." I gave a nervous smile, and he left, giving me privacy. I slipped out of my clothes, folded them on the small bench in the corner, and crawled under the soft white sheet. My heart thumped a little harder than it should have. It was probably the ambience, the quiet, the music, and yes, okay, maybe Drew. When he came back into the room, his voice was soft. "All set." "Yeah," I said, though my voice was a little breathy. He began with my shoulders. His hands were warm, confident, firm. Each motion drew the tension out of my muscles slowly, carefully, like he knew exactly where I hurt. It was a professional massage, and he was focused, nothing inappropriate. But still, I couldn't ignore the fact that I felt everything. Every press of his palms, every slow circle, every slide of his fingers down my back. I bit my lip against the sighs that wanted to escape. "You're carrying a lot of stress in your neck," he murmured. "Tell me about it," I replied, half laughing, half melting into the table. "I'm going to work a little deeper here, if that's okay," he said. I hummed, eyes fluttering closed. His thumbs worked their way into my upper back, drawing out the pressure in smooth, deliberate strokes. I didn't mean for it to happen, but a soft moan slipped from my lips. I tensed, mortified. "Sorry," I mumbled into the face cradle. Drew chuckled, low and soft. "Don't be. That just means I'm doing it right." I laughed a little, but my skin prickled with heat. I didn't dare look at him, though I felt the air change just slightly in the room. When his hands moved lower to the middle of my back, something fluttered in my chest. I felt warm all over, and not just from the heated table. As he worked, his touch grew slower, more connected. He wasn't crossing any lines, not really. But the way his fingers lingered just a beat longer at the small of my back made me catch my breath. "You okay?" he asked gently. "Yeah," I whispered. "Feels really good." He moved to my arms, his hands wrapping around my wrists, sliding up the muscles of my forearms, kneading gently. His fingers brushed mine when he adjusted them, and the tiniest shiver ran through me. "Flip over when you're ready," he said, stepping aside. I did, keeping the sheet over my chest, though I suddenly felt more exposed than I ever had before. His eyes met mine for just a second as he approached again, and it was like the air between us hummed. His touch was gentler on my front, more focused on pressure points, but it was impossible to ignore how intimate it felt. The way his hands cupped my shoulders and eased down toward my collarbones sent a pulse of warmth straight to my core. He leaned slightly over me, his forearms brushing the sheet as he adjusted my neck. Our eyes met again. I swallowed hard. My heart thudded. "This part can feel intense," he murmured. "Let me know if it's too much." "It's fine," I breathed. Then he slid his hand beneath my head, lifting gently, his fingers brushing through my hair. My eyes fluttered closed, and another soft moan escaped before I could stop it. "Drew," I whispered. The sound of his name in that quiet room, said like that, it was like time froze. His hand paused for a second. I opened my eyes, and he was watching me, carefully, like he was searching my face for something. And then, slowly, he leaned down just slightly. "You said my name," he said, voice low, warm. I nodded, my breath catching. I didn't mean to." His hand was still cradling my head. His thumb brushed my cheek. "I've been trying not to cross a line," he said quietly. "But you're making it really hard, Jessica." I bit my lip. "Maybe I want you to." Something flickered in his eyes. Desire. Hunger. And then he bent down slowly, giving me every chance to pull away. I didn't. Our lips met, soft at first, then deeper. His hand slid beneath my back, pulling me gently upward until I was almost sitting against him, the sheets slipping a little. My fingers found the hem of his shirt, curling into the fabric. He broke the kiss and looked into my eyes. "Are you sure?" "Yes," I whispered. His lips returned to mine, this time more urgent. His hands explored slowly, reverently, as if memorizing every curve. He was respectful, never rushing, always watching my face for permission. I felt worshipped, seen, desired in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. I don't know how long we stayed like that, exploring each other with hands and mouths and whispered words. There was no rush, no expectations, just raw, honest connection. He guided me with confidence, with patience, until I felt like I was melting beneath him. Every breath, every sigh, every moan felt like it was pulled from someplace deep. When it was over, we lay tangled in silence, the sheet half draped over us, my head on his shoulder. "That was not part of the massage package," I teased softly. Drew laughed, brushing my hair from my forehead. "No, but I don't regret a second." Neither did I. Something about the way it all unfolded, so natural, so unexpected, felt different. Real. It wasn't just about lust or heat, though there was plenty of that. It was the way he touched me, like he was listening to my body. The way he kissed me, like he wanted to know me. The way he whispered my name, like it meant something. We eventually got dressed again, slowly, reluctantly. As I buttoned my blouse, I glanced at him. "So what happens now?" He smiled, stepping closer. "Well, technically, I have another client in 20 minutes. But I was hoping you'd want to see me again. Outside this place." I laughed. "You mean like a date? Like dinner? Maybe someplace without massage tables." I grinned. "Yeah, I'd like that." He walked me to the door, and before I left, he kissed me again, slow and lingering. Now, every time I pass that little massage studio, my heart skips a beat. Because what started as stress relief turned into something far more unexpected. I went in needing release. I left having moaned his name and found something I didn't even realize I was looking for. Love can surprise you like that. Sometimes it starts with strong hands and ends with a stronger connection. And all I can say is, I'm really glad I booked that massage. Please press the bell icon for more interesting